Hey guys, I want to share with you heads up. CNN is reporting that the Trump administration is planning to close several hundred of thousands asylum applications filed with USCIS. So let me share my screen. Let's just dive right into this article. Now, here's the headline. CNN published this on June 25th. The writer Priscilla Alvarez, all credit to CNN and Miss Alvarez. The headline of this article reads, New Trump administration plan could end asylum claims and speed deportations for hundreds of thousands of migrants. Guys, I'm just going to read portions of the article. I will try to link it in the description box just so we can get an understanding of what CNN is learning from the administration. Now, the article reads, the Trump administration is planning to dismiss asylum claims for potentially hundreds of thousands of migrants in the U.S. and then make them immediately deportable as part of the president's sweeping immigration crackdown, according to two sources familiar with the matter. It marks the latest in a series of moves by the administration to bar migrants from receiving protections in the U.S. after federal authorities come under pressure to deliver historic immigration arrest numbers. Administration officials have been quietly working on efforts to make more people eligible for removal. The people being targeted in this case are those who entered the U.S. unlawfully and later applied for asylum, the sources said. Their cases are expected to be closed, therefore leaving them at risk of deportation. It could affect hundreds of thousands of asylum applicants. A little bit further down, over the last decade, the majority of applicants who applied for asylum with USCIS self-reported how they entered the U.S., with around 25% saying they entered the U.S. unlawfully. That amounts to at least 250,000 people, according to a federal report. Further down, the article reads, there are currently around 1.45 million people with pending affirmative asylum applications, according to federal data. People who are not in deportation proceedings can apply for affirmative asylum through USCIS. Let's continue reading a little bit further down. The article goes on to report that USCIS, let me go back up. USCIS has also been delegated the authority by Homeland Secretary Kristi Noem to place individuals in fast-track deportation proceedings, as well as take additional actions to enforce civil and criminal violations of immigration law, according to a memo obtained by CNN. That marks an unprecedented departure from decades-long protocol for USCIS. Let's go further down. In a statement to CNN, a USCIS spokesperson, Matthew Tragesser, said the agency had nothing to announce at this time. Take note of that, guys. Let's go down a little bit further. The article continues by stating that typically, USCIS can turn people over to immigration and custom enforcement for the next stages of their immigration process if they determine they're not eligible for relief in the U.S. Enforcement actions like ordering someone to be quickly removed have generally fallen under the authority of ICE or U.S. Customs and Border Patrol. Further down, the article continues by stating that migrants who have their cases dismissed under the administration's new plan will be subject to expedited removal, also known as fast deportation. That fast-track deportation procedure allows immigration authorities to remove an individual without a hearing before an immigration judge. The article goes on to indicate that the Trump administration or Trump officials expanded fast-track deportations earlier this year to include undocumented immigrants anywhere in the U.S. who cannot prove they've lived in the U.S. continuously for 2 years or more. The administration previously told immigration judges They should dismiss legally deficient asylum cases without holding a hearing. And I'll read this last portion here where it says the asylum process is also different because it provides a long-term solution for applicants and serves as a path to U.S. citizenship, even for people who entered the country illegally. And I'll stop sharing there. Guys, there's a lot to take away from what CNN is reporting. First off, CNN in the very first beginning of the news article, it indicates that CNN has been speaking to sources who are familiar with this matter. But as the article pointed out, the USCIS spokesperson indicated that USCIS has no announcements at this time. Is it possible that announcements regarding what CNN is reporting could come? I would say yes, and we should definitely be on the lookout for that. I also want to indicate is that this measure, if in fact USCIS does announce that it will be closing cases, subjecting individuals to fast deportation, this is just another means or tool being used to amass the largest number of individuals in mass deportation and for removal. So for individuals who have filed an asylum application affirmatively with USCIS who are not in removal proceedings, you definitely want to work with a licensed immigration attorney, because if USCIS in fact does proceed with making an announcement with what CNN is saying their sources are telling them, without a doubt, more individuals will be in expedited removal or fast deportation. And when you are in expedited removal, your due process is significantly reduced. And so this is going to result in broader and more mass scale of people being placed in fast deportation for removal. And so, guys, work with a licensed immigration attorney. And also, if you have a fear of return to your home country, say that. In any form of proceedings that you are in, if you fear going back to your home country, be sure that you communicate that. Guys, as this information continues to unfold, if USCIS does in fact make an announcement that they are going to be closing cases, asylum cases filed with them, we will certainly report back to you and share with you that information. Guys, be safe, be well. Thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.